Puede ser con mano.
हो गया? हाँ, मुझे वो लिंक भेजना है।
हाँ, बिल्कुल।
वो ग्रुप में है क्या WhatsApp पर पढ़ेंगे?
So, good morning.
Good morning.
And first to start with, I want to thank Very for organizing this whole program. And I want to thank all of you who have come here for this program. And I'm also lucky that we have got Ishita. She's a psychologist who will be also part of this program to help you out. And Ishita, if you please come and show yourself there. Yeah. And say, introduce yourself.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Ishita Sarkar and I am a psycho-oncologist and a palliative care counselor currently working at Bakshi Karunashya Bhubaneswar.
Today our purpose is focused on oral cancers. And we know that oral cancer is the highest in India. Oral cancer is highest in Odisha. And today is our first such program in Odisha, where we are trying to see number of patients who are here who are taking tobacco. What we commonly call pana and gutka, which is a very common habit in Odisha. And I can see some of you are already taking that, and you are here for that purpose so that we can address this issue. We will understand issues from you, why you are continuing to take, despite of knowing that it is bad for your health, and how we can address and how we can help you out so that you can be in your best of your health. So, I also want to thank GUPTA Distributors who is supporting this program in Odisha. So, the owner of GUPTA Distributor, Rajesh, is also here. Thank you, Rajesh, for supporting this program. And I hope we can have more such programs in multiple places with more people involved. And we can take this program to schools, colleges, and other places, education institutions, so that we can actually target the youngsters so that they do not start or do not fall prey to them. We are also aware that tobacco is something which starts at the young age, unknown that it is going to cause harm later on. And I am sure some of you must have started at that point of time and you were not aware about the harm. But as you go on, it becomes an habit and then it becomes an addiction. The difference between the start, the experiment, and the difference between till you become addicted is that when you start, when the child starts, he can quit, he can stop. When he's actually given some counseling, he's told and he's told about the harms, so he can stop at that point of time. But if the person continues for some time, over a period of time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the joy he gets of tobacco, it becomes like a habit. The simple thing that they will say is maja. Okay? So this maja, it continues. Right? Like some person have a craving for some chocolates or some person. So that becomes a craving sort of thing. Maja aata hai. After some time, maybe after it's taken for 1 year or so. Now this maja, it becomes like a reason to continue. Right? To कुछ समय ऐसा होता है कि इफ इट डजंट टेक तब मजा नहीं आ रहा. That means he has to take to leave. That is what happens. And what is the change that happens? Why does this change happen? It is because of change in the brain. There is a brain rewiring. The neurological factors in the brain, the cells that is there in the brain, that changes. But those changes are there now to maintain the normal working pattern. To maintain the normal working pattern, nicotine is required. If the nicotine goes down, the pattern goes down, the working level goes down, the person starts feeling, that is what we call as withdrawal symptoms and all this thing, and he is not able to do the routine work. And that is the main reason why a person continues to take tobacco. Stop taking tobacco. That is the reason why he continues to take tobacco, because if he doesn't take tobacco, he cannot work. So what actually happens is, when we are taking, for us, those who are not taking tobacco, like Ishita, every one of us who are there who do not take tobacco, we are maintaining a level of work. Without tobacco, we are maintaining that. Right? Those who are taking tobacco, those who have taken for 5 years or 6 or 7 years, they are also maintaining that work level with nicotine. Is it okay? So I am maintaining without nicotine at that work level. He is maintaining at that status with tobacco, with nicotine. Now when the nicotine goes down, the work also goes down. And that is what we call it depression. The person gets into depression, withdrawal symptoms, and other things, which is actually the most important reason why because he cannot stop work. No one can stop work, no one can stop from being happy. Right? So he has to take nicotine to go back. So whenever you tell a person to make this छोड़ना है, तंबाकू छोड़ना है, he will not be able to do it after he has got into the addiction phase. Till he is in the habit phase, person can be changed to get into that quit tobacco, because there are many other ways to get habits. He can play, he can change books, he can read, he can dance, he can do anything. But that is just because he is still able to maintain the work without. But once the addiction level has come down, his work level will go down. And if the work level goes down, no one can stop. If he has to go to the court, and he has to do that, and in front of the judge, he is not able to speak. And so it's not working. What he will do? The first thing he will do, he will go out, put some tobacco in his mouth, and then start working. Because that is the medicine to continue at that level. Now, that is the basic reason the addiction is there. That is the basic reason why a person does not quit. Because there will be other things. I am just talking about the work, but that actually leads to many other things that will happen. It can be constipation, it can be sleeplessness, it can be anxiety, it can be depression, it can be loss of appetite, or it can be increase in appetite. So there are 13 factors which are there, which can actually lead to why he needs to continue to take tobacco. The reasons to continue to take tobacco are the addiction. Right? So if we want to make sure that he has to quit, we have to maintain that balance. So he doesn't get into depression, his work life does not get hampered. If you can assure that your work life is not going to be hampered, then I am sure you will continue to take. You will be happy to quit tobacco. So if I ask you, let me first continue with some of the presentation, then we will go ahead for a question answer. We have got Ishita also as psychologist, maybe we will take time from her. Right? So, if anyone wants to just join me on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn, just you can take the QR code and you can join me on the LinkedIn. Yeah, I'll just. And that's my phone number also. Okay, done? Yeah, thank you so much. So, cancer and all. Do you want me to say something on that? In one or two sentences, I can say cancer can happen to anyone. Cancer is basically the cells, irregular or uncontrolled growth of cells inside the body. And when these cells which has got a regular life cycle, when it gets disrupted and the cells keeps on growing, it becomes a cancer. It will grow as a lump, as an ulcer. It can form in any form. So that is how it will become a cancer. And it can happen to anyone. Anyone who is sitting here, because these cells are multiplying in every part. Everyone comes as a multiplying. So this cancer is who are prone for cancer. Who are the people who are prone for cancer? Who are, if we all are sitting here, 50 of us who are sitting here, if we have, who is likely to have cancer more than the other person? Can anyone? Ishita, you want to say something?
Those who are addicted to this gutta and pan and video and all these things, they are more addicted.
So, cancer is a lifestyle disease, right? It's a lifestyle disease. What I mean by lifestyle is that if we have a good lifestyle, if we maintain a good, proper lifestyle, we are unlikely to have cancer because our body has enough of time to rest, to divide, and to recuperate or to become normal. If we are not able to do that. So what I mean to say is that in the morning, Vishali was talking about the sleep pattern. Okay? The sleep pattern can be different. It can be that he is having 6 hours of sleep. That is the minimum requirement. That one has a rest for 6 hours. So it can be during the day because nowadays the circadian rhythm and everything is changing because of the work culture that we are having because we have to do with the US people and everything. So there is so much of work change. But the 6 hours of rest is important. So I will not get into each one of them, but the 3 very important things.
Basically, not about tobacco, it's about unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah, unhealthy lifestyle. So the 3 important things how we can say that we can maintain a good lifestyle. The way we look after us, हमारा खान-पान, हमारी रहन-सहन और हमारी देखभाल. खान-पान, good food, good healthy foods, green vegetables, right? Free of tobacco and free of alcohol, right? Lot of vegetables, less of carbohydrates, less of fat, right? But a good vegetables, which I probably believe in Odisha we have got lot of vegetables in our food. Am I right? Even when you are taking dal, then it is a dal ma because we have got lot of vegetables put into it. Right? So generally we have lot of vegetables in that. So half of our plate should be vegetables. One part is dal or something like that. And the one part is basically the carbohydrates. So that is how, and then we have got a curd or we have something dairy product, and then fish or egg or whatever that also helps us in maintaining our good diet. No alcohol. Lot of people ask, थोड़ा बहुत तो चलता है, आधा कितना बोलते 30 ml तो चलता है. No, no alcohol at all. We don't recommend alcohol at all. We are in that state whether we see this alcohol probably in the northern areas, so maybe sometimes some people say because it will help in the heart, but in our part of the country we don't say any alcohol of any help to us to our body. Right? So no alcohol, tobacco, maybe 1 or 2. Is it okay? Yes.
Not at all.
No, not at all. So no tobacco, and India we have got varieties of them. India we have got varieties. So a lot of people ask, बीड़ी सिगरेट नहीं लेने से ये तो ले सकता हूँ, लेना. No variety is good for our health, right? No smoking, no chewing. So if we have to choose between the smoking or chewing, which one probably we can take? Chewing or smoking, which is better?
Neither of them, because both are hitting the different places. Like smoking is basically towards lungs and chewing is oral health.
Yeah. So none of them is important, is helpful. What happened was smoking was the initial thing, and when the government or the smoking is injurious to health, when that thing started coming in, so the smart tobacco company they came up with the chewing tobacco. So what actually happened was chewing tobacco became so rampant in India. Now we have got many people who are taking this chewing tobacco, and the highest number of chewers in the world is in India. And that is why we have the highest number of oral cancers also. Right? So that is one of the issues, because if you go to the West, the commonest cancer is lung cancer, because most of them are smokers. In India, the commonest cancer is the oral cancer, because of the rampant chewing tobacco. And even if you go to various places, like if you go to the airport, even if you go to the what we say in the airplane, they say no smoking allowed, but they never put in and no chewing also allowed. So people keep chewing inside the oral cavity, even in the airplane, right? So that is one thing that is happening. Chewing is still, because we are all adopting everything from the West, because they say no smoking, because there is no chewing there. So we are also adopting the same slogans here, right? But here we have to say no tobacco at all, no chewing, no smoking, nothing else, right? So that is one important aspect. So सबसे पहले हमारा खान पान, हमारी रहन सहन, the way we live. What is about it? The way we live. Exercise, obesity, right? Good health, good weight, exercise, regular exercise, right? Maintaining good weight, right? That is what we call BMI. That is the other important. So we have to have at least 20 minutes of exercise at least 3 times a week.
3 times a day.
At least 3 times a week.
3 times a day.
3 times a week, that should be a minimum. Minimum. Best is to have at least 20 minutes of exercise every day. Yeah, because if a person will do 3 times a week, would be happy to do it every day. Right? So that is another important aspect, that we need to have a good exercise and a good weight. Right? Commonest problem that we see in India is the abdomen. Like coming up, the legs are thin, the hands are thin and everything, but the abdomen is protruding like a big balloon. Right? So that is a very important aspect, that actually the hip abdomen ratio, right, that has to be maintained, because with a larger abdomen, belly size, we have got a higher chance of heart attacks.
Unfortunately, it is called Sukhi Insan Ka Lakshan. Unfortunately, it is said to be Sukhi Insan Ka Lakshan.
Sukhi इंसान, पेट निकला हो, खाते पीते घर का बच्चा है.
So his walking is also can be taken as an exercise.
Walking is an incomplete exercise.
Aerobic exercise.
You need to do a lot of cardio exercises which will maintain. A little running would also add. And actually when we are walking and a low pace walk, I simply give a very good example. Hathi bhi walk karta hai. Elephant also walks, but he doesn't become a ghoda. And he doesn't become thin and well built. Hathi is also fat. So walking, brisk walking, with a lot of exercise of the body, upper part of the body. So you are doing a leg exercise, you are walking. The heart is also working, that is a good thing. To do walk is a good thing to do. But along with that, add some other exercises like the arm exercises, neck exercises, head exercises and other things. Along with that, do add meditation. And do 15 minutes of meditation, if it is added to that, that is the best thing ever. And the meditation doesn't mean that you have to just sit down and relax like this. Meditation can be many. There are dynamic meditations, there are varieties of meditation. Music is also meditation. Right? Just silently going around in the, even see, to some extent the walking is also meditation when you are walking in silence. When you are within yourself. Walking with talking may not be a meditation. When you are walking in the naturals, when you are walking with the trees, when you are walking with the, and you are enjoying the trees, you are enjoying the wind, you are enjoying the blue sky, you are enjoying the water flowing water, and that is also a meditation. Right? So meditation can be of many types. So body, mind, body, soul. That is what we call, that should be a balance. Right? If that is given, then you actually maintain your hormonal level of the body. The meditation actually maintains the hypothalamus comes into equilibrium, and we have a hormonal level is maintained in the body. Right? So that is very important, that we have a good हमारी रहन सहन कैसी है, right? That is what we call the way we are living. The third way we are is हमारी देखभाल. देखभाल का मतलब ये है कि if we do find any changes in our body, if we are finding something which is not मतलब healthy state, or something which was not there but now it is coming up, please get yourself vaccinated. Vaccination is an important aspect. Everyone should have a good all type of vaccination. Now, adult vaccination is also good, something which is important, like Shigella vaccination, singles, and then there are so many other vaccination singles. I'm not calling Shigella is the bacteria, singles, right? Which is varicella zoster, then hepatitis. Then in the girls, we're talking about HPV vaccines. Right? So these are some of the vaccines, pneumococcal vaccines and all that we would say influenza vaccines that can be a good thing for our body. Right? So what we, in a very nutshell, what I say always, एक छोटा दाना, जब भी देखो छोटा दाना, उसकी जांच जरूर करवाना. कैंसर को बनने ना तो नासो जल्द करो. So that is what is about. And quickly now, just show these important pictures. If you can notice these pictures, can you see this? This and now this, right? If you look at this, this is a stage 4 cancer, extensive cancer, right? This is stage 3 cancer, extensive lesion, and this is the early cancer, just the ulcer on the tongue. And this is the state of October, right? So this is when we already have cancer, right? 1, 2, 3. But if we are looking at other aspects, right? So this is about various varieties of tobacco. These are some of the harms of tobacco. But let's look at. Again, this is a stage 4 cancer. What is happening, right? The entire. सबसे पता चला था This is the final stages. Generally, this patient just live 15 days after they have come to me. This is a very interesting patient. He is from the army background. क्या हुआ था पैर में?
इतने लेकिन आर्मी में थोड़ा थोड़े गए थे तो लेकिन आर्मी से हाँ उसके बाद फिर पता नहीं ज्ञान बिगड़ी जाती है तो
कैंसर हो गया था. अच्छा, स्मोकिंग कब से करते हो? बहुत करते थे.
मुझे बाद में छोड़ दिया.
अच्छा, कब छोड़े? कब छोड़े?
2 साल हो गए.
अच्छा, और ये अभी आपका
ये भी 1 साल के पहले तो अटपटा था, फिर 1 साल के बड़ा बोलने गए हो गए.
So the interesting part of this patient is that if you look at this patient, दोनों पैर कटे हुए. Then I'll come to the history of this patient. He is from the army background, a chronic smoker, 40 cigarettes per day. Right? And first thing he had, one leg was cut. Why was it cut? He did not go to the field to get shot on the leg, but he got shot by the leg. So the leg got clotted. This one leg was completely necrosed. We had to cut that, and he continued to smoke. Right? Then he had a heart attack. So his stenting was done. Right? He continued to smoke. Right? Then he had another leg. Right? This was cut. Continued to smoke. Then he had a kidney failure. He was on dialysis. Right? He was maintaining on that, and he went into dialysis. And then, at the time of kidney failure, because after dialysis he had to visit hospitals regularly, he stopped smoking. But then he had the overdose. And then finally he died.
Died.
He's no more. Okay. So these are the stages, Every part of the body is affected by cancer. Every part of the body is not cancer, because the leg did not have cancer, but every part of the body is affected by smoking. tobacco is so harmful. I'll show you some pictures. Just look at this. This particular picture from head to toe. बाल गिरना, आंखों में, दांतों का, trachea, lungs, breast, every part of the body is affected. Right? This is the upper part. Now you can see the lower part. Right? The kidney, the bladder, the cervix, the legs. This person has got amputation because of the Burgess disease. Then they don't have the psoriasis, deformed sperm. Right? So these are infertility. These are some of the causes. So every part. So there are 200 diseases which are caused by tobacco. Right? Some we see, some patients say, not the kitchen, but that's not right because he will have some of the other things that we need to diagnose. So there are certain symptoms. So these are just some of the lesions. I can just see. You can see how this lesion keeps on increasing over a period of time. Right? This particular pictures were made by the son of one of my patients. So he kept on Papa Chalo, and he kept on taking pictures. He had come to one of my programs like this. So we went home and then he started taking. His father was taking the tobacco. He kept on taking pictures. It took him from July to November. This patient came to me in December. That means from July, it took him 5 months to 6 months to convince his father that he has to quit tobacco. And then after he came to me, he was almost convinced that because he could see that the lesions were increasing. It was already there in front of him. So he started convinced. The son knew that there are methodologies because he had already attended one of such seminars with me. So he knew that there are medications available. So he was persistent on it, but he was very patient with his mother. Right? He kept talking to me, don't worry, that way time will come. Right? So he came, and he came to me in December, and just look at in February. Right? Everything is decided. There is my vision. We gave him that medications and all. He's completely off tobacco. He comes on regular follow-up now. Right? This was in 22. He's on regular follow-up. Right? His son is in the IT. Just look at this. The mouth opening with just 2 fingers. And he came to me with just for an examination. I found that there was some mucus of fibrosis in the oral cavity. This is the very common disease that we have in India, those who are taking chewing tobacco. Right? The mouth starts closing down. Only one. Today morning, just one of you had showed me your mouth, and he had only 2 fingers. Right? And when I told him that he needs some treatment, so he just disappeared. So like, he will hang away in the morning. Right? So it will take some time to adjust and then he will come. Hopefully, if you would have come today, you would have understood that there is a cure for you. Right? So what happened was, when we examined, there was a small lesion. You can see this lesion. There was a small lesion which was actually growing. This was the early stage 0 cancer. Stage 0 cancer is not. If we treat this at this point of time, it can be cured. He's a security man. I had met him in 2020 or something, 2020 or something. He's on follow. I just operated on him. I just made a small surgery, and he's doing well, and he's on medication, and he's completely off tobacco. These are some hidden cancers. He was quite alright. He came to one of our camp. Right? Sir, medical chemo. देखो ना, इस टाइप से वो आया था. And I also thought, ठीक तो है यार, वो बहुत था, ठीक है ना? As a routine मैंने उंगली ऐसे लगा दिया. पर ठीक है, तुम कैसा किया? Then we see this is a hidden cancer. Generally we put गुटखा बैक में या ऊपर में लगा देते हैं. तो क्या होता है? ऊपर में इसमें अल्सर बन गया था. You can see this is the ulcer. So normally when you open the mouth, you are not able to see this area because it is hidden. Right? So this was a hidden cancer. It's treated This is the early lesion. This is again stage 0. Right? This is stage 0, early lesion. And the commonest reason is tobacco use. Because of that, they put tobacco there. So what happens is they can be easily seen. Just open the mouth, examine, and you can see such white patches. These are called tobacco pouch patches. Right? And these are all curable, by the way. So, yes, again, this stage 0, small lesion, right? And all the cases, those are talking tobacco. One thing that you will notice, the common thing is the dental, right? Dental problem. Everyone will have dental problem. That needs to be rectified, right? That is another important thing. This is one very important, what we call test. Some users have said common test. I would request you that if you all of you can do a simple test, just open your mouth, put your fingers. And I'm sure the tobacco users will not do it. Others will do because they don't want to show that they have got. Yeah. See.
It's 3 or 4. 3 or 4. 4.
Generally 4, but 3 is also okay. And if I put like this, then I can put 5 also. Maybe 6 also, or maybe 10 also. Right? So that's not the way. Right? So you have to do it straight. Okay, arm straight. Okay? So you can, right? So yours is 2.5 fingers. Right? आपका कितना है? 2.5 fingers, 3 fingers.
Two and a half.
2.5 years. Chewing tobacco. So it's a good thing that I can say. So that is the one important. So this is what I want to stress here. Commonly we say that we have tobacco खाने से हो रहा है, but this is a disease. Some people say tobacco is a disease, which is very this pan masala, सुपारी. जो लोग बोलते हैं आज मार्केट में वो सब जो गुंडा लोग हैं जो कल्चर मार्केट पे एडवर्टाइज करते हैं ऐसे वाला एडवर्टाइज करते हैं बोलते हैं केसर और क्या वो बोलते हैं ठीक है ना. तो हम लोग को गुंडा ही बोलते हैं. आज उनकी पिक्चर भी नहीं चल रही है. So what they do is basically they are promoting such masalas which are harmful to our body. It may not have tobacco and we write there is less of tobacco, no tobacco, ऐसे लिखा रहता है. But the supari is a very again an addictive thing. Those who are taking supari they get addicted to that, and that is the cause of some cases of psychosis because there is an erica nuts, alcoholic acid, which can cause this. Right? So that is another important thing that we need to see. So no tobacco, no pan masalas, right? Song है जो आजकल that is okay. Song, जीरा, what other things that is okay, but no nothing that has got supari in that, right? So all those who have got such lesions, the most important factor is tobacco cessation is a must for all oral cancer patients. You should have it right. You agree with that, right? Everyone has to quit, and that is a must. Everyone has to quit. So the challenge is that, as I told in the beginning itself, the challenge is that where the withdrawal symptoms, the cravings and all, they are not able to do it because they are not able to work. Because that is maintained. And this, let me put it this way, it may take almost like 2 weeks if person doesn't take medication, doesn't do anything, but is strong enough to quit. It will take 48 hours for the nicotine level to go down half the normal, and if he is still able to manage, it will take 2 weeks for him to, if he can manage that, he will start coming out. The nicotine receptors will बोलेंगे आप मेरे को खाना नहीं मिलने वाला, let me start eating something else, right? And they will start coming out. So that is another way of quitting tobacco. So let me put it here very clearly. This is a very important slide. Medical treatment is available to quit tobacco, right? So there are medications, there are methods that we use for these patients, right? And these are some of the ways we are using. We have got an app. We are using that so that we can help you in taking care. So this is some like checking your willpower index, your addiction levels, withdrawals and cravings and everything that is taken care. And we help you. And this is the crux of the whole system, that we have to maintain a balance. behavioral intervention, pharmacotherapy, to co-morbid management. We can manage the whole thing and we can manage the balance through our counselors, clinician specialists. We try to discuss with you. We see what is the requirement, what is the level of your addiction, and we see what is the amount of requirement of your medications. Right? And then this medication goes for 3 weeks, 3 months. And it is not that day one the same medicines will be in the day, last day. We have to keep on decreasing the doses. It's a management which is a over a period of time. So this is by trained doctors, specialists who talk to you, listen to you, and judge you to what is your requirement for the medications. Right? So this is one number. I would request you that you can take down, note this number, because right now we are working from Delhi. Right? So we have got specialists who will be online available for you. Please note this number. If you see anyone who needs help, you can easily share this number to them and we'll help them. Yeah.
So if you see, when we are at our young age, people normally take a lot of this good smoking in Odisha. But if you see nowadays, this cigarette is not available. So smoking has reduced by 97%, I can say. Previously, whenever you go outside, you find someone smoking on the road because it's readily available. The government has banned smoking and selling of those cigarettes in the shop. So it has stopped. Why not? Why don't we do the same thing for the tobacco and the good cars? Instead of putting a net, we should clean our surroundings so that we can avoid from the mosquito. So instead of allowing this product to be available in the market, if you close it, nobody will have it. Maybe one generation will suffer because they are addicted, but the next generation will be happy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you are absolutely right, and that is the way out. Right? But what happens is, let's come to that point. Today, in Bhubaneswar itself, how many tobacco users must be there? What is the population of Bhubaneswar? Just
I had around 18 lakhs.
18 lakhs. How many of them would be tobacco users? The general, if you go with the WHO, they say approximately 35% would be tobacco.
30 to 35%.
30 to 35%. So that means how many of them would be there? Approximately 80
Around 4
lakhs. 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs of 5 lakhs of them would be tobacco users. How many would be totally addicted to tobacco? Or cannot live without tobacco?
Maybe another out of that another
5 lakhs में से 2 लाख निकाल दो तो 3 लाख ऐसे हो गए. Now suppose we ask the government, talk to them, we'll all of us after this program will go to the minister, we'll tell them tomorrow you ban it. कल से कोई भी जैसे वो नोटबंदी हुई थी ना, वैसे टोबैको बंदी कर दी है, ठीक है ना? फिर क्या होगा? 12 lakhs of people will be very happy. 2 lakhs of people will be little sad, but they will manage. What about the other 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs? What happens to them?
That means to take care of their freedom, having tobacco for that 3 lakhs, we are creating another 3 lakhs in the coming days.
Yes. So now, what is the solution to that? Let's come to the solution part. Suppose we ban, if we completely close it, कल तो वो पिटाई स्टार्ट कर देंगे, हल्ला स्टार्ट कर देंगे, फैमिली में पिटाई स्टार्ट हो जाएगी, फैमिली में there will be lot of disturbances that will take place. But what is the solution to that? And why am I here talking all these things to you? I can just go to the government, sit with them, and कल से मैं भूख हड़ताल करता हूँ. लेकिन I will start doing a भूख हड़ताल कि आप जब तक बैन नहीं करो तो मैं तब तक will change. All of us will start doing भूख हड़ताल. Is it okay? All of us will do. But what will happen to that person who is taking tobacco? Why am I here? Because the cigarette addiction will cause another problem in the society. So the right now, what we need is the treatment centers. We need more of you tobacco marshals who can actually guide these people to start quitting. Like he said that they stopped 2 years back. And what instigated him to stop? I have been meeting him for more than at least 10 years. And after 8 years of meeting him, I think he decided to quit. Persistent.
But that ratio is very small, sir.
So we need to increase Because
If you are
if I alone, today I have come to Bhubaneswar and we are here approx. I go back, then things will be the same. But if this everyone of us sitting there, 50 of us decide that we will start working in the society, and every day will be 3 people, and we'll at least tell 3 people. So how many people will be able to reach in 1 month?
But sir, but it doesn't work, sir.
It will not work. I agree, it will not work. Because
I have some
I said it took me 8 years, and then convinced by Rajesh to ultimately he could quit, and then his son actually stopped talking to him that if you don't quit, I am not married. Right? So he quit, and then he got married. Right? So that type of pressure is there, but then he could. So we have the first step is creating awareness among ourselves. Now that you know that there is medicine available, if you meet 100 people, there will be 10 people who will be ready to take medicine. 90 people will say, I will quit myself. 90 people will say, if you meet 100 people, 90 people will say, I can quit myself. 10 people will say, I want to quit, please help me out. Now these are the people at least we can help. And they will become our ambassadors. Right? From marshals we can get into the ambassadors. So we who are sitting here have a responsibility that today that we have got aware about it, we should be able to take this message to the society. There is medicine available. Take this number, give him this number. Please start, and hopefully by in few months we should be able to start such program in Bhubaneswar, Cuttack or whatever it is. We should be able to start. So this is where we want all of you to chip in at how we can start this program in Bhubaneswar itself. Right? And Odisha we can start working on that. This is another important slide that I want to put here. That is the tobacco cessation, e-pharmacy. Because these medicines may not be available everywhere. I will write a medicine from there, and then this medicine is not available. Then it again becomes the same thing. So these medicines are available through our e-pharmacy. We send them to this person, whoever needs tobacco, to their doorstep. Right? So these medicines, so that cannot be another reason that I can have some medicines, so I don't want to. Yeah.
Sir, another thing, normally the ladies don't take this tobacco or chewing gum very rather than the boys. But again, if you see in India today, around 80% of the ladies are either cervical cancer or the breast cancer. They don't take tobacco, but they are suffering from this cancer. What is the reason behind it?
So that's a different story. I'll come to that. Maybe we'll finish this and we'll come to that. But in short, breast cancer is because of hormonal reasons. Cervical cancer is because of HPV virus.
Okay.
So that's a totally different. So there are 200 cancers, of which 13 cancers or 16 cancers are definitely because of tobacco. The other cancers are not because of tobacco, there are other reasons to that. So this is the e-pharmacy, and we are saying that we will, what our people will be doing, they will be getting you online, we will be talking to you, we will get all the reasons and other things, the questionnaires will be there, and we will get them all documented, and based on that, we will start giving you the treatment. So this is one machine that we have got, that's the mouth opening machine. For those who are not able to open the mouth, like I can see 2 of you who are not able to open the mouth, this is the machine that you will require. That is a Tristia machine. This is innovated and patented by IKK. थोड़ा सा एक बार और try मारो. And this is a girl from Odisha. So I'll tell you why she has got this. She is from Odisha. Particularly. कहीं जरा बोलते हम कौन तो ये ओडिया वाले तो खाओ ना आते मैंने खाकी बनाते लेडीज स्मोकिंग करना आती बेसिक खाना तो उसका पान में से गुड़ाकू so she was a user of gudaku, right? So that's the most important and maximum. So mouth opening के लिए we have got this machine and we have got some medication that needs to be taken for this patient. This will help them to completely get out of it. So the other thing is now these tobacco marshals. This is a very important aspect that we are looking at, tobacco marshals, and what we want all of you, because some of you have taken tobacco, some of you have quit tobacco, some of you have not quit tobacco, you need to quit tobacco, but most of you are not taking tobacco, you become the tobacco marshals of the society. Right? So I first want to be thankful to Prerit, who took this initiative. Prerit, you can come here, please. Thank you so much for taking this initiative. A big applause for him. So he took this initiative to start this mission in Odisha, and all supported by his father. And that's the most important, that we want, that we need to have more and more tobacco marshals in the society. So maybe with the start of this program, at least I can say that all of us can join as tobacco marshals, and we can register as tobacco marshals. There is a registration form there. I think Prerit will share that with you. So and we can actually get this all of you as tobacco marshals and do something good, and hopefully we will start this as a regular program. What we have done is these are some of the screening methods. I will not go into that, but we can just start such camps and other things for examination. This is some of the things that we have done, right? And this is the seriation number, again I have put here. And these are the network where we actually take the record of the patients, right? Everything is recorded. And we want these tobacco marshals to percolate down to every part of the society. Like all of you as social people. But if we can start this tobacco marshal program, which can go to the schools, colleges. So all of you can volunteer. All those who volunteer, we will help you to how you can reach out to them. So we have got these books available in multiple languages. I got one of the books, I think, very back. It must be on that. So just we have this book, which is in comic form, which can be distributed. And this book was actually, we have distributed in almost 1 lakh such books, sponsored by GUPTA Distributors. Thanks to him. So we have already distributed. Right? So I hope if they can support this program for at least for the beginning, so we can start this in schools through volunteers. All of you can volunteer for that, and this can be a very big issue system that we can do. Right? And this is a very we empower the tobacco volunteers with this such video, which we are going to launch soon. But I'll just give you a glimpse of this video, which can be run in schools in different languages. We have got in Odia, English, Hindi. So this can be run in schools. I'll just give you a glimpse of this. In English.
Be smart, do not start. Every day 5,500 Indian youth start smoking or chewing tobacco. They need to be protected. One tobacco chew or cigarette takes away 8 minutes of your life.
Hey, look, they are smoking. How cool.
They are not cool but fools.
What?
Yes, smoking and chewing tobacco harms our entire body. It ultimately causes cancer. Have a look at this diagram.
Risk from smoking. Smoking can damage every part of the body, like cancers of head or neck, lung, leukemia, stomach, kidney, pancreas, colon, bladder, cervix, and there are some chronic diseases also like stroke, blindness, gum infection, aortic rupture, heart disease, pneumonia, hardening of the arteries, chronic lung disease and asthma, reduced fertility, hip fracture. Do you know? Each year, 13 lakhs Indians die because of tobacco-related diseases. All these deaths are preventable. More than 3,700 Indians die every day due to tobacco use. Every day, 5,500 Indian youth start smoking. They must be protected.
So this is a complete 10 minutes video, which we give to all our tobacco marshals. Right? We give this book. This book is available here. I will just request everyone if you can see this book. Right? You can distribute it to everyone of you. So this book is a very simple book, and same book has been represented in this video. Right? It's in the form of a comic. So you can just distribute it, and again it's available in multiple languages. Right? So this can be distributed among, you can take such books to the schools and you can distribute among the students. You can run this video. We will train further whatever the questions you remain connected with us so that we can help you in making, empowering you to be able to answer the question that the student might get. Because after you have run this video, most of the things about tobacco will be told, but there will be a lot of questions that you had a question, why not ban? So we will be helping you to address those questions with the students. Right? So these are some of the books, and then this is one specific template which is talking about how to examine your oral cavity. Right? So this also you can, maybe you can just, there are more books I think you can connect that. And so that's it. I think thank you so much for your patient hearing, and any further questions are welcome. But one thing that is for sure, those who are taking tobacco, you need to quit tobacco. I am here today. You can discuss with me if you have any questions. We have got Dr. Ishita also here for the next half an hour. So you can also discuss with her. She will be here, and you can discuss how we can help you to quit tobacco. Thank you. And you want to say something, please come forward.
Very nice.
Just address the,
Yeah. I think I would like to thank sir. It was, I think, very informative and very engaging, and a lot of simple things that you mentioned which we always ignore, like lifestyle and sleep. The very basic things in our life is what can help in the prevention aspect. So, and I really liked this, the comic book that has been created. It's, I think, engaging because the teenagers are in the most vulnerable state to get into this. So if we can reach out to them in the form that connects with them and not as a part of, being like we are policing them. So that I think is very interesting, and I think I would like to stay in touch with you to see how better we can work for the people of Odisha at least, because we need to go to the grassroots levels where these basic information is there. People are not really aware of what are the very basic things that were mentioned today. So yeah, thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure to
and the simple. Yes, sir. If you can come, sir, if you can do in front, so that we can have you
That's
answer.
a simple question.
Yeah.
And you are a psychologist.
Now you can ask why. So audience is also here.
And you are a psychologist. Now the youth, those who are addicted to tobacco, how psychologically you will handle them? Immediately they will clear. Even I have friends who are at the age of 35, 36 also. Even when we talk to them, they immediately react. I कुछ नहीं है, तू बेकार की बात मत कर, तू मेरे पास ना आना. How psychologically you can help? See, every person you can move. If you can help the masses to learn that act, so that we can help them, how we can handle them psychologically. Thank you.
Yeah, I think one thing we need to understand is what is the need for that person to engage in that habit, and every person will have a very different reason. If we can tap on the need and why they want to change, if we can get down to there, because as sir was mentioning that one of someone was here who took like 8 years to quit, for example. So tapping on to the reason why they are still engaging in the behavior is very important, because most of the times we want to change that person. We are so persistent in just going and telling don't do it, stop it. But for that person to change or quit is a very different ballgame altogether. So understanding why the habit is continuing and addressing the needs and seeing what are the ways in which we can address those needs, so that we can help them to change. So I think, as sir was saying, letting them know that there is medicine available to quit, and there is other psychological support, like there's full training of how the intervention can help psychologically also to change their habits. Like I think sir mentioned 70s, like distractions, and which are the times that they are most engaging in the behavior. So tapping those and understanding the pattern of their behavior, why they started, what is the need to continue. Understanding all those things and helping them know that we are there to support and we are not just questioning and targeting them is I think one aspect to begin with, because the blame game will not help them to change the behavior. First we need to understand why are they engaging in the behavior, and then they need to understand that there are ways which will help me to change. So we have to get them to a point where they are ready for change. Otherwise, if the person is not ready for change, then it's going to be a battle, not won at all. So I think understanding where are they standing in changing their behavior is very important. So
Thank you, sir.
Actually, the most important motivation, you see, what we are looking at. See, when I started talking to people to quit tobacco, I used to do a large meeting. The labels were there, and I was saying, सब आप लो, आज के बाद तंबाकू नहीं लोगे, सब करते हैं, and no one is to quit. No one is to quit. So I had a false impression that I have had 10,000 people, I have had so many people to quit tobacco. When I actually realized, then the research started. It is not possible. Right? So the most important aspect that actually makes a person to quit is the quantification of the harm that has taken place till now. Quantification, that is most important. So we do some tests. So now it is more, I would say, it is more aspects talking to the people in the means of the health aspect. Right? We are talking to them, okay, you do this blood test, you do this oral simple test, mouth opening test. These are quantification of the harm. Right? Once we have the quantification, now the person will start thinking. See, when you all go and talk to a person that is going to छोड़ना है, तो वो बोलेगा हाँ छोड़ देंगे, कर देंगे लोगों पर. That is the first step towards putting that कीड़ा into their head. That putting that thought process कि यार छोड़ना है. The second thing that you have to say कि जब छोड़ोगे तो तुमको तकलीफ होगी और उसके लिए दवा अवेलेबल है. We have got medicines. So if these two sentences are said simultaneously, then the person will be ready to think to quit. The third aspect is that कि look, what we do is अगर तुम्हें कोई harm नहीं हुआ, like if you don't have the harm right now, then you continue. But if you have the harm, let's quantify. If you do have some harm, let's do this. So that is the camp that we were talking about. We can set up such camps, we can examine, we can see what is the harm, we can get some blood tests done, some oral examinations done, and if we see that there is a harm, we will leave it to that person to decide whether he wants to quit or not quit. But at least the harm that is taken place, that needs to be treated. Right? So, first sentence is tobacco is bad, but the second sentence has to be added. There is medicine available to help you to quit tobacco. That should be in the same breath. If you just say to tobacco छोड़ दे, छोड़ना यार, बीवी भी मेरे को वही बोलते रहते दिन रात. तुम भी बोल रहे हो, रिक्शा वाला भी मेरे को वही बोलता है, फिर तुम आ रहे हो, तुम कल से मेरे पास मत आना. You are not my friend. Okay, that is what happens. So we don't want to say, but we just say. See, when you say, it has to come from empathy, right? The other person has to feel that you are talking for his help, for his benefit, not just because you wanted to say something. So that makes a difference. So talking with empathy, talking in the same breath that there is medicines available, give him the number. He will throw it away, probably for the first time. Second time, third time, he will say, "Yeah, you are baat kar rahe hain." Right? So now you have in direct contact. Feel free to discuss. Right? They take this number. Next time, probably when we come, we can have a even larger group, a different group, and we can talk to them. Right? All of you can take this message. We can usually have them. So I think anything else, any question or anything you want to say? You came all the way from Cuttack for this, so please come forward. Let's hear from you. You have been able to motivate a father to quit.
Mother is sitting there. So this smoking thing, the smoking has become a new cool in the society. Young masses like us, what they are doing is they are thinking that if we are in a group, if we all of we friends are together, then it's good to pass a smoking cigarette and enjoy, because that gives a good hit. So in that case scenario, what happens is a person might come up with a excuse that मैं तो रोज नहीं करता हूँ, जब दोस्त मिलते हैं तब हो जाती है थोड़ी बहुत.
That's the start of it. That's the experiment stage.
So that is one thing. वहाँ पे कैसे हम लोग रोक सकते हैं? Because that is very difficult because people don't understand कि शुरू होने लगा है जो starting stage है. That is one. Second is जो cigarette 15-20 दिन को मारते हैं और I have seen people and वो closed doors के अंदर मारते हैं. Like they are active smokers as well as they are passive smokers. Themselves.
And third-hand smoker also.
That is the most, I feel is the most harmful thing.
Hookah has become fashion.
Hookah has become a fashion, that is also. So वहाँ पे if a person is not being able to, अगर उसको कुछ reaction नहीं हो रहा है, and वो इस mindset में है कि because he is not getting any sort of symptoms कि हाँ मुझे कुछ तबीयत खराब नहीं हुई है, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, तो वहाँ पे उसका psychology को कैसे deal किया जाए? Because वो बैठ के इतना मार रहा है, but because he is being genetically gifted, तो he is not getting affected so much. तो वहाँ पे वो इंसान बोलेगा कि नहीं मुझे तो काम का प्रेशर है, मैं तो इसको बिना किए मैं I'll not be able to sustain. In that case, scenario, what will happen?
That's wonderful, and I think in the morning itself when we were coming in the car, Prerit was talking about the same thing. Prerit had a very important question actually. He was really anxious because his school friends, his close school friends, 6 of them are smokers. And he is the 7th, who is not smoker. Right? So, this is a very big, means I would say, pressure on him that if you want to be in my group, you have to be a part of the smoking. If you are not, then you are not in the group. Let me put it this way. Birds of same feathers flock together. Right? If he is a smoker, he is a smoker. We can only impress on him that he is a smoker. My friend who was a smoker during my SCB time, when I was a medical student, he was a smoker and he continued to smoke till 5 years back. And I always told him that I am an anti-smoking campaign. We are going for dinner, but if you smoke there, I will hit you. You will not smoke in front of me. So, जा बाहर जाके smoke करके. So, our friendship did not break, but his smoking break. He stopped smoking. It takes time. So the youngsters, so this is the group. There is a first initial group who are basically enjoying smoking. Right? When you tell them, they may not immediately or they may react oppositely. They may become violent towards you. So there are 2 types of reaction that a person will have. If I go and talk to you, hey, smoking got you. Then what will you say? So there are 2 types. So she will not quit. I'm sure she will not quit. I'm sure. This is a silent way of approach. So there are 2 ways it will happen, silent or violent. कल से छोड़ देगा सभी, ठीक है ना? तेरे को मैं छोड़ूंगा तो तेरे को क्या? So he is that terror. So he is a violent person. So there are 2 types of. But the basic fact is that they understand that there is harm to smoking. The response is different. But they have the basic thing that goes in behind in the mind is that there is a harm. And he जो बोल रहे सही बोल रहे हैं, but मैं भी accept करूँगा. ठीक है ना? Both of them are not accepted by God. She is silent, हाँ हाँ छोड़ दो, भागना है यार, छोड़ दो, पेट नहीं छोड़, ये बोलते हैं, तेरे को क्या, भाग नहीं सकता, दोनों नहीं पेट को भगा दिया, but the approach, but what I have done is I have put my thought process into their mind, right? So the youngsters, they will react differently. We have to persist and we have to showcase that we are the tobacco marshals in the society. We know that there is a harm. Any person who starts does not believe there is a harm, but we persist on our purpose that there is a harm and we have to continue to go on our mission. Okay? Some people will start coming with it, some people may not come. Today we invited around 100 people, only 2 people came, but that's the way it will happen. So nothing to worry, but slowly our group will increase, and his problem that his friends were smoking and he's looking at them that ये यार ये तो smoking कर रहे हैं, मैं इनके साथ कैसे मिलूँ? You can still meet, but you will have started getting more groups of friends who are non-smokers, who will become tobacco marshals and who will be doing good for the society. Let me put it again this way: 70% of the people in any class are non-smokers, 30% are only smokers. So still the majority are non-smokers, majority are non-tobacco users. So you have a large group who are non-tobacco users, small group who have got into the wrong habit, probably they need to be brought into this way. I hope I answer your.
What about the other part of the question? That is, who are genetically gifted. Who are genetically gifted. They are not.
So there are 3 things that happens. 3 types of people. One are normal metabolizer. One is high metabolizer. Other is slow metabolizer. The normal metabolizers will have such we commonly see. The high metabolizers, they are gifted people. Right? The tobacco that they take more, but metabolize fast, and they don't get the harm. Right? The slow metabolizers, even with small use of tobacco, they will get harm. So this is the issue. So they are gifted, very good, but we don't want to walk on the railway. Everybody is not gifted. You don't know your genetic structure. You want to take chance? You want to walk on the railway?
Also, sir, there's a lot of misconceptions as you were mentioning that guy, they think that's not harmful. There's a.
So that's the advertisement.
That is all.
So that's the. So this is.
Awareness starts from there.
So this is how average tobacco users start. No tobacco users. Let me put it this way. They have not found any tobacco users who is now chronic tobacco user. He has ever the first tobacco user he has purchased it. No one has done it. They have been given. Similarly, the hookah has been given to them. So I think we will stop here, and I want to thank Rajesh ji, the sponsors for this program in Odisha, and yeah, thank you so much.
मैं तो उसमें बोलूँगा, when I was young, I was in Delhi, and there were some 8-10 people around me. मेरे जो अंकल थे, वो भी थे साथ में, तो वो उस टाइम प्रेसाइज किए थे कि स्मोकिंग का, तो फैशन था, तो मैंने लिया, तो मेरे को नहीं चाहिए, इट इज माय चॉइस. तो अंकल ने फिर बाद में समझाया मेरे को, एक काम करो, जब साथ में प्रेसाइज कर रहे हैं, तो एक उल्टा फूंक दो. अंदर मत लो, अब उल्टा फूंको. ठीक है ना? और ये भी अच्छा ठीक है, but फिर भी क्यों लेना? So that was one case. Second case, कटक में मेरे 25-30 लोगों के ग्रुप है. We used to go in a month for dinner party and all. Out of 25, 23 were taking alcohol. ठीक है. हम लोग 2 जन थे जो अल्कोहल नहीं लेते थे. ठीक है. So मैंने जो नहीं लेता मैंने उससे पूछा, तुम क्यों नहीं लेते हो? वो तो लेते तुम क्यों लेते हो? हम लोग के ग्रुप में सबको जो बोले वो लेते तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं? तो मैं ठीक है फिर, तो मैं भी नहीं लेता, तो मैं भी मना किया भाई वो लेते प्रेसेस किए बहुत, बट वो कुछ समय के लिए किए, उसके बाद किसने प्रेसेस नहीं किया, बिकॉज इट वाज माय चॉइस कि नहीं लेना. तो दैट यू कैन अवॉइड. ऐसा नहीं कि वो दोस्त भाग जाएंगे कर जाएंगे, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. ठीक है. और एक केस तो याद आ रहा, याद नहीं आ रहा. एनीवे I would like to thank Pawan for coming all the way to Odisha for this program. And I think we will go hand in hand for organizing this type of program or maybe more or whatever. In any way you would like to join, I can care. And let us spread this. So myself, Rajesh Gupta, owner of GUPTA Distributors.
Everybody knows it.
So thank you again.
Thank you so much. And a big applause for Rajan ji and Kevin, please come here. Kevin and Rajan ji for taking this point. Please, a big applause for you all, both of you. Big applause for you. A standing applause. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking this, and I'm sure we will continue and we will get the support of GUPTA Distributors to take this further in a larger platform, in a larger way. And thank you so much, and thank you all of you for being here and being part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Very sharp purpose. चलो चाय बिस्किट को
I can carry with
बात कर रहे थे रोटरी का
I am the secretary of this, I'm the elected secretary. And we can